What's up, everybody? Welcome back to My Twisted Life and TV. I am Poetry. You are here for another recap and review of Ready to Love. This is season 5, episode 7. That's what friends are for. That's what friends are for. Let me tell y'all, after watching last night's episode, I realized that this show is getting on my damn nerves this season. And it's the way that they are producing it more than anything. The matchups don't make sense. It seems like production is making these people go on dates with certain people, because when the dates happen, they are confused as we are as why they are together. On top of that, I still feel very strongly that Camille and Cornelius' whole interaction is staged for the cameras. Although I do think that these two people knew each other before and they're playing with us. I do remember a rumor going around once I did the casting special that there was 3 people on this show who were already in prior relationships or already in relationships as this show was taping. Not before the show, not after the show, but as the show was taping. And I'm starting to wonder who those 3 people are. They were supposed to be doing this specifically for brand awareness. They wanted to, I'm thinking Camille is one, and I'm thinking it for the purpose of that she just wants to be a reality TV star. I think that Cornelius is 2. I'm not sure if they're in a relationship with each other, but if they are, I think it's a relationship of convenience, because I still think that Cornelius is struggling with his sexual identity. And again, we talked about this last video. It has absolutely nothing to do with the fact that he wants to wait to have sex before marriage. It's his mannerisms. It's the way that his conversation, his uncomfortability in the presence of women. Yeah, he'll compliment you, say how good you look, but a lot of my gay friends do too, you know. But he can't maintain eye contact with you if he finds you, if you are in any way sexual in nature to him. And the way that he looks at Camille doesn't look like love, doesn't look like connection. It looks like, okay, what you want me to do next? Am I doing this right? It looks like he's taking instruction from her. I still feel he's very intimidated by her. If they are in an authentic situation between those two, he is terrified of her, is the words I want to use. He is abused by her emotionally. And he's highly intimidated just based off of the conversations that we had, or that he had just doing this episode. He kept saying some key phrases that will put any type of person on alert that deals with domestic abuse victims. You know, he want to make sure that he don't say the wrong thing because he don't want to get it back to Camille. He got to make sure he don't do the wrong, breathe the wrong way, walk the wrong way, tilt his head the wrong way. That's why he couldn't even make contact with Zadia for real. He slumps over in the presence of other women because he don't want them to go back and run tell that. Especially with Zadia, since Zadia and Camille are close. I'm starting to believe now that Zadia and Camille were already cool before the shows began. I found out that Camille and Mumin are actual cousins. And Mumin and Zadia are real cool too. So I think that's like a little tight circle. It may be that Camille and Zadia and Mumin are related too, but Camille and Mumin are related. They're cousins. We already knew that a lot of the guys knew each other already. Courtney knew Frame. Courtney knew, what's that boy name? Carrington. Cornelius was real cool with Carrington already. All these people, it's a small clique. they've already got issues with Aisha, and I'm thinking their biggest issue with Aisha is that she's from New York. She's considered an outsider. I'm surprised that they don't have that same issue with Phil, just finding out that he's from New York as well. But yeah, there's a lot. Oh, and I'm not going to dig too deep into these people's lives, like I can, but I can find some shit out if I want to. But that's my beliefs. I could be wrong. I could be 100% wrong, but I got to trust my gut, and my gut has been saying these things from the beginning. Once I met these people, once they were introduced onto this cast, and it hasn't changed. It hasn't wavered. The only thing that has wavered is that I like Aisha, and that I like Sabrina more. There's something about Sabrina too that I still think is not in sync. Like I said it in the beginning, I thought that she was faking, fronting, that she was definitely there for brand awareness, and I'm back on that again too. We're starting to see a lot more of her now. You notice after we kept saying, why we ain't see no dates on Sabrina? Why we ain't see no dates on Sabrina? Now we're starting to see a lot more of her. I don't know if they went back to the editing table and reproduced the episodes before they, aired them again, so we could have them and we could see more of Sabrina, because all of us was wondering, like, where the heck is she? So I want to know from y'all, who do y'all think, if the rumor is true that people were already in relationships, at least 3 of these cast members were already in relationships during the taping of the show, who do y'all think those 3 people are? Drop them in the comment section. Give me a reason why you think that thought as well, or y'all don't think that or believe the rumor at all. Y'all drop it in the comment section as well. Do y'all also think that Camille and Cornelius' relationship is genuine? And do you feel that, like I do, that he is... Stop it, you two. Get the fuck on. The dog and the cat over there popping each other in the face. Do y'all also think that he's being emotionally abused by her? That he's presenting him... what you're seeing from Cornelius is what you are what you are aware of, as far as what you would see in a domestic abuse victim. Do you think that Camille is just trying to be a reality TV star? Give me your thoughts. Give me your actual thoughts on any of that stuff I opened up with. So, I think on the Linda Tracy TV channel, she had mentioned it, or somebody in her comment section, it might have been Dorlinda mentioned it too, that she thought that Momine and Cornelius should have hooked up. There is no way that's going to happen. First of all, I think Momine is still too strong of a personality for Cornelius as well. 2, like I said, Momine and Camille are cousins. She's not going to violate her cousin. She's just not going to do it. Which again leads me to believe that Camille and Cornelius had already knew each other before this show started. And they front for the cameras. And by the way, Momine nor Cornelius are virgins. They just have gotten to a place in life that they want to wait for marriage for whatever reasons. Y'all let me know down below. Anyway, let's get back to the show. It's the ladies' turn this week. Tommy, he wants the ladies to introduce the men to their closest friends. I do not know why, but I hate these friends and family episodes and the meet the exes. I think this is stupid, because it's mostly interrogations, and it seems like the friends of a family or the exes are sent there to intentionally try to make that person feel intimidated, or if they're not intentionally doing it, or that's not the initial plan, when they're asked to come on, that's what their plan is, that they want to they're really trying to intimidate the other person. If anything, I probably would appreciate maybe a mixer. Throw a big ass backyard barbecue and invite the family and friends and let everybody intermingle, and then that way you can see how they naturally interact, because they may not necessarily know that they're your people. You can introduce them along the way if they feel so inclined to do so, but they wouldn't feel so much under the spotlight. What do y'all think about these interrogation style meetups? They just bother me. Do y'all actually have friends who meet y'all potentials? And if so, is it in this fashion? I don't. Like, the guys that I would see They normally wouldn't even meet my friends and family unless they met them when we met. But they normally wouldn't meet friends or family until I have already chosen them and they have already chosen me. We're in the relationship. Now I feel you comfortable enough to meet my friends, family, and etc. But my friends wouldn't be helping me choose either. Okay, I have to trust my own gut instinct. I'm not finna change my mind because my friends say, girl, I don't like him. Okay, you don't. That was one thing that I saw during this episode when Sydney was with her friends and they had their reservations about Frank. And she was like, whatever, that's who I want to be with, period. You know what I'm saying? I kind of appreciated that. I did, for real. That's how I be feeling. Like, my friend's not finna dictate who I'm with. You can give me your opinion, but it's not going to be in this way. We're not finna sit there interrogation style. And then I'm going to sit there and just let you fire at him at will. I felt real uncomfortable for a lot of these people in these situations. But first up, we have Zadia and Naeem. They meeting their friends at the Top Golf place. Zadia don't wear nothing but workout clothes. She don't wear nothing but fitness clothes or very tight, short dresses. She has a body. Zadia the body, you know. But like I said in the beginning, I thought that she was going to be one of my favorites, and she's turning out not to be. I don't know why. She seems to me overconfident. It's just, I like people with confidence. I do. I like people that love themselves. But she comes across with this better than demeanor to me. And I don't think that you have to present yourself as better than anyone or to have confidence in who you are. And it's almost like she got her nose turned up at everything and everybody just based off the conversations that I've seen her have. However, I do still see that I still like her with Naeem. I do. You know, she said she wants her friends to see if they believe that he's an authentic and genuine person and if he's ready for the Z show. Okay. Sabrina, she's going to have two guys meet her friends. And they already like, oh, he not gonna be ready for us. Oh yeah, we ready for this. He better get ready. He better get ready. So they already gearing up to attack. That's how I see it. So I really didn't think that Zadia's friends kind of dug in with Naeem. Maybe because Naeem didn't really give them the drama, so editing cut out a lot of their conversations. It was just so flat in one note. But they really liked him. It was really impressed by him. You know, he cool dude. We already know. Maybe Zadia and Naeem might be the other couple that was already together, because it seems so easy breezy for them. You know, she had a thing for Dante too, but she ain't really fed into that. They haven't really showed us any more interactions that she had with Dante, because she was really feeling Dante in the beginning. Okay, Sabrina's friends, like I said, they was throwing darts. They was firing questions at Walter, who was the person who came initially. But he was quick firing answers right back to them, laughing and joking. Walter has that type of ability to play off of what you say. Like I said, he's a host. He hosts a lot of different shows, and he probably dealt with hecklers. Not saying that they're hecklers, but he knows how to have a good comeback when he needs to. And I would say that's just in his nature, his confident nature. But we saw later on when he met up with Mumin how he was out of place. He felt weird. He didn't feel as comfortable as he did with Sabrina and her friends. Maybe because he likes Sabrina more. He said to the friends that ain't nobody got him like Sabrina do. And because they asked, was he feeling any other lady like he did Sabrina? He was like, heck no, it's just her. And I was like, what happened to the bond with me? What happened to that bond? I guess it really ain't none. He had originally said that Zadia was moving up too, but I guess he and Mumin, you know, they went out like they had a real deep, strong connection. It was hella strong. Maybe it's hella strong on her end, not necessarily on his. Okay, well, back to back, Sabrina called in Sean. I don't see it with Sabrina at all. One, because he said he think he want kids. She said nada, nilch, zitch, Nina. I don't want none, no more, never again. Okay. So after that last lunch, they should have been done with it. He did ask her for another date. I do remember that. But why? Why? That should have been it. One and done. That should have been it. Sabrina did say that she was full of laughter with him. But the issue of children was an issue for me. Plus, I thought he vibed so much better with Tasia. So much better. Now, I told y'all I don't like his little weasel face. It bugs the shit out of me. And like I said, my girl Dorlinda Tracy says she knows somebody that know him, and they say he's a fucking clown. I felt it from the beginning. He's a wannabe actor, and he's putting on. I don't think that he was doing his best acting job on this show, and it got the best of him. Okay, so when Sabrina told her friends about him saying in a few months he didn't want to be unsure about her and hurt her, she didn't add to that conversation that he was specifically talking about having children. I was like, did they edit that part out? Because if they didn't, she not being 100. And that really pissed me off with Sabrina in this moment. So they were already on edge when Sean walked in. Now, I'm not a fan of Sean. I'm not. But I thought that he was done wrong in this moment. He came in, they faces already tight, they arms already crossed. Okay, now you notice when Walter walked in, she was like, these are my friends. This is such and such, and April and Malik. She introduced them so lovely, so lightly. When Sean walked in, he came in, he said he thought he was ready to come in and enjoy the friends, play some little spades, and have a good friend time. He didn't realize he was coming in for an interrogation. You ain't never seen the show before, Sean? They always do the interrogation. That's why I say I hate this part of the doggone show. He came in and nobody introduced themselves. Nobody unfolded their arms. They even played musical chairs. They switched positions. They put him by the front door. Why they put him by the front door? Because they knew he's finna be walking back out that mug real quick. When Walter came in, they had him sit across the room. He was surrounded by them like he was closed in. He was already being welcomed into the situation. When Sean came in, they switched sides of the room. He was in the chair by the door, letting him know that he was not really a part. They hadn't even really let him in. He could be easily pushed out. And their conversation that they had really bothered me. One thing though that also with Sean that I noticed the difference between how he came in the door with Walter, he didn't bother to try to shake hands with anyone as well, because when Sabrina came in, she just sat him down here, sit right here. She like walk him around, so he didn't bother to shake hands with anybody, which that really bothered me. He probably should have took that initiative himself. But in his defense, everybody looked standoffish, so I would have probably did it either. And then I realized, no, it wasn't editing, because her friends kept repeating what she said about how he didn't want to change his mind in 3 months and then hurt her. Like, you already setting up to play games. Old boy was like, make it make sense. But y'all wouldn't let him speak in that moment to make it make sense. When they all finally calmed down and got off his back, I was like, that was fucked up, Sabrina. You misled your friends, and you did not interject in this conversation to let them know that you misled them, that you left a big part of that conversation out. Okay, because that's why they wouldn't be asking to make it to make sense. So, but one thing that did also annoy me about Sean too is when old boy said make it make sense, which is one of my favorite lines. He was like, real G's don't say make it make sense. Boy, bye. I'm a real G. I'm a motherfucking thug. I say it all the time. Anywho, don't be insulting. But once he had the opportunity to explain his position, it was too late then. They had already made their minds up about him. They had already made their minds up before he walked in the door. So now they got him stuttering over his words like he can't speak clear thoughts. Her homegirl was like, well, you should have just been up front if you didn't want kids. He was up front. And that's what he was like, I thought that's what I did. Maybe I used the wrong words. No, you didn't use the wrong words. You did not use the wrong words. You were very upfront with what you wanted and what you meant when you said those words to her. This was Sabrina's fault, how that all played out with your friends. It was Sabrina's fault 100. Sean was one and done at that point. He should have been one and done 2 weeks ago. She should have been one and done 2 weeks ago. He now says it's clear to him that he wants to be a father. Why even show up for this date? Don't tell me that the way that her friends interrogated you is now what made you come up to the conclusion that you want to be a dad. This is some stuff that you should wrestle with yourself before you even walk into that meeting, which would have told you there's no point in me even showing up. Yeah, I want to hang out with her friends. The friends was like, we don't need no new friends. I don't need him to come around. No, girl, he not part of the party. We like Walter. That's what that was. Her friends were not going to let her be involved or be invested in Sean at all. And so she was like, okay, y'all, cool. Y'all don't want him around? You didn't want him around anyway, Sabrina. You didn't. Next, move on to Camille and her friends. Camille gets on my motherfucking nerves. I don't care how many times I got to say this. She gets on my damn nerves. So she's having her friends meet her crush. And one of them say, your crush, who is it this week? Like she does this all the time. When she said that he doesn't want sex before marriage, which is why they haven't even kissed yet, her friends was like, now you know damn well it's not going to fly with you. She's like, I'm all good with it. They was like, no, you're not. When have you ever been good with that? That's not who you are. You're a sexual person. So she's like, no, I'm good with it. All of their reactions said, girl, a lie don't care who tell it. And now she in her confessional saying she wants to test out the water. She want to test out the deed before marriage in case it's little and don't work. You are presenting yourself to be a whole bald-faced liar through the whole entire process. That's not the lie you've been telling, Camille. And I don't give a damn what y'all say. Cornelius is bisexual or gay. I'm leaning more towards gay. I said bi at first, but you know. And even saying that, I still think this whole situation with Camille and Stage, I think they knew each other beforehand. And I think that because she is an emotional abuser of him, that he agreed to do whatever she said do and run game for the cameras. He is an actor as well, you know. He is an actor too. I know that they put him up as a electrical engineer because that's what he went to college for, but he is an actor as well. Cornelius' interaction with Camille's friend, the guy with the locks, who is either bi as well or gay as well, it's like they knew each other already. As well. And I'm not saying in a sexual intimate manner. It just made me feel that Camille and Cornelius knew each other already because he seemed to know that friend too well to be. Anywho, next up is Sydney. Child. I forgot this girl was even on the show. I forgot she was on the show. She wants her friends to meet Frank. That's who she's feeling with and vibing with the most. Like I said, they've been knowing each other for about 8 years through the nightlife. I don't know what the fuck that means. I think she might just be a waitress. I don't know. or stripper. I don't know. Club hopper. Anyway, she tells her friend, you know Frank, y'all all know him too. Mumin, she's gonna have her friend meet 2 guys as well. I was like, who, Walter and Frank? Child, it was Dante. Where the hell did this come from? And all of this, Dante? Okay, she said that after they had their double date, that her and Dante really vibed, and she knew then. I was like, no. What they showed us on camera, which I know wasn't the whole truth and nothing but the truth to help them, but what they showed us was your interaction with Frank. They showed Sabrina interacting with Dante, and after those dates, Mumin sat in that Ponderosa and said that Frank was the one that moved up on her list, not Dante. Sabrina said Dante moved up on her list, not Frank. But now Mumin is sitting here with Dante trying to make us believe that she got the bigger connection with him. When they showed that little clip of them hugging up, she didn't even look like she was really giving him a hug. She backed up off of him. It was like a sideways church hug, for real, to be honest. Anywho, he walked in the scene so inauthentic. What's up, ladies? Good evening, beautiful ladies. How y'all sisters doing? You know, sisters from the Most High. You know, that I was like, boy, he actually seemed tipsy. He actually seemed like he was already drunk when he arrived. That's what it seemed like to me. He probably needed to have the liquid courage to sit down there and talk to these ladies. Mumin said like I said, the group date is where she linked up with him, which caught me all by surprise. Y'all let me know if it caught y'all by surprise too, because that's all we saw was her and Frank doing the Lady in the Tramp move, talking about sex, and Sabrina getting cozy with Dante. This season, it's a horrible season. It's horrible. Because the way that they are doing this production, the way that they're doing this editing, it makes everybody look like liars. It makes everybody seem not sincere. It seems like everybody is putting forth their representatives. And we say this time and time again. Anytime we get these dating reality shows, by the time they get to season 3, 4, 5, and 6, everybody putting on for the cameras at this point. Everybody wants some shine. It's very few of them that actually really want a love connection. That's why some of these probably people already had connections before they started. They probably all got together. They probably from the all same cast, the agency, and was like, yeah, let's all get on her. I got my home girl. She can get on her too. Something like that, right? Dante. He said when he was with Sabrina, he was done with kids. Did I misinterpret that? Did I hear that wrong? Mumin wants children. So I don't think that's going to work either. I know he got 3, but he ain't got the 3 in his household. And I could have sworn Dante said he was done. Anyway, Mumin wants to know, how does he feel about narrowing down his interests? Because she says a lot of women want him. He's unfucking attractive to me. With those tiny ass teeth. His teeth so tiny, just he's unfucking attractive. And then enters Walter, totally thrown off. Mumin said, you know, I want to have both of them together because I want to see how they work under pressure. So why you didn't bring them in at the same time then? Well, she gave Dante a little bit of breathing room to talk to the friend. Then they sit there together. When they got there together, 2 things happened that I noticed. Like I said, Walter got really uncomfortable. He thought that he had a strong connection with Mumin. He's like, where the fuck did Dante come from? He was asking the same questions that I'm asking. Where the fuck this dude come from? He wasn't never in the picture before. When the friend asked Walter, is she the only one on your list? He was like, we're in a dating show. I'm evidently not the only one on her list, so why should she be the only one on mine? You just seen the other dude walk out, right? But while they were sitting there together, Dante took Mumin's hand on the table. He was caressing her hand. That was a sign of intimidation to me. He was intimidated by Walter's presence. So he was like, let me take your focus off of him. And I'm going to rub your hand secretly under the table. Distract you. Y'all ever used to be told that when dudes rub your hands up like that in the middle that they trying to be sexual with you? That was I forgot who told me that. When they rub the center of your hand, that's a sign of being intimate, because it does encourage arousal in you and things like that. And that's basically what he was doing. He was rubbing her hand. You know, both of them sitting there. She said, Mumin said she noticed that Walter was very uncomfortable, but she wanted him to sweat it out. Both of them sweat it out, my G's, because they were both caught off guard. I say Dante, he tightened up his closeness to her, and Walter looked like he was a deer caught in the headlights. But I think it was unfair that Dante got to impress without Walter being there initially. Dante did leave out, but after a while now, everything's tense. The situation is tense. Walter's already uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have that opportunity to meet her separately and, you know, just loosen up. He was already on edge by the time that Dante left. You know, and so her questions that she was directing to him was like, what the fuck? What's the point? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that situation is done. Sydney and Frank's conversation didn't interest me at all. And I'm going to tell you how much it didn't interest me, because I paid more attention to their physical presence than I did to what they were actually saying. I guess they wanted us to see Dallas because he was asking all the questions. Dallas was overly glossed, overly made up to me. Had too much. It was too much for the cameras for me. And then Frank needed moisture. His lips was dry as a motherfucker. My God, okay? Frank and Dallas should have kissed, just so they could help each other out in the lip area. Not saying that they was attracted to each other, but just so they could help each other out there. He had too much gloss on. Frank didn't have enough. Okay, something about Sydney looks plastic. Not plastic, leathery. Maybe too much tanning booth. Her and Dallas together. Although I think Dallas's was more makeup than anything, but the full body bronzer, the one that you could buy for, I think Sally Hansen sell it over in Target, where you can try to brown your skin up and make it more evenly toned out. That's what they look like. They're either using too much of, or they go into the tanning booth too much, because they look like they have leathery skin, and it's shiny leathery skin. Patent leather, that's what they look like. Dallas and Sydney. Ugh. Next up is Phil. Lord, Phil got 3 dates. 3 dates. Okay, I told y'all there's something about Phil. I don't know if he playing us all. He's a charmer. He's not actually bad looking. He come off as sensual. He come off as sincere. He comes off as a great listener, a great communicator. Well, anyway, he's meeting with Alexis, Shiloh, and I was like, who the fuck is that last person? Was that Zadia? I mean, I wasn't sure because she wasn't wearing fitness clothes. No, child, it was Tasia. Tasia. When did Phil start feeling Tasia? When did Tasia start feeling Phil? I mean, it's confusion. I remember in one of the Ponderosas that Phil was one of the people who wasn't feeling her. I could have sworn it was. She was like the homie. Now they feeling each other to that extent. Anywho, everybody's friends don't play. That's what everybody say. My friends don't play. My friends don't play. They cutthroat. Whatever. I'm like, Phil, what the heck is this with all the friends that they trying to intimidate you? That's what I said too. He was like, they don't even let you get comfortable before they start interrogating you. Your seat ain't even hit the chair yet, and they already throwing out questions. This is so fake from where I come from. I don't know people who do this type of thing. Like, they all getting a kick out of making the person feel uncomfortable. But y'all see how Phil walked around that whole conversation about who's the strongest connection. He was like, I ain't in the business of saying who the strongest, right? So he was like, she's amongst the strongest connection. She's amongst the strongest of the strong. She's definitely up there. She is one of the strongest for sure. But all they heard was she's the strongest connection. Phil is very careful with his words. He's very careful with his words. I still like Phil. I'm still rocking with Phil. So they go into the lounge to see if Phil like some tea is about to be spilled, baby. You know, I say they about to pull out Phil's little dirty drawers, I think. But I think Sean is the one going home. Anywho, all the ladies' friends like Phil. All 3 of them. And here Tommy is trying to stir the shit. Aisha said she was aware that the other dates the Phil was going on didn't bother her none. She want the men to stretch out and they'll figure out who they want to be with. Tasia say she wasn't aware of it, but cheers to him. Sounds like he had great dates with all the ladies. And Tommy's looking at her like, don't be fake now. Say what you really feel. Why are you starting shit, Tommy? Why are you starting shit? He is really pressing Tasia to say something other than what she's saying. He couldn't get her to budge though, and I'm very proud of her for that. You know, I'm not going to give into this bullshit drama, okay? That's the attitude you should have when you have on a dating show. Thank you, Tasia. Thank you, Tasia. I'm telling you, over the past 2 episodes, it's made me like Tasia more. Tommy and Will Packer, they want the fights, they want the drama, they want the argument over a man. That's what they want to have happen. You notice they don't never really show the arguments over the women. Brent in London was the most tense they ever got over a woman. Anywho, he probably mad at Courtney too, and Mameen, because they didn't argue with each other about Corey. Instead, Courtney addressed Corey himself. Hell, Mameen's still hanging out with Corey any damn way. So anyway, who y'all not feeling? I think I'm running out of time. Who y'all not feeling? Sabrina said Sean. Tasia is saying Sean as well. She said he basically ghosted her. After they had their date, she ain't heard from him. He ain't text her. He ain't did nothing. I thought that they had a good connection. Sean fucked it up. Too bad, so sad. Zadia said she don't like Frank. Sydney says Cornelius. Sabrina and Shiloh, they both agree they don't like Cornelius. Aisha come in and said Cornelius ain't her thing either. But Camille is over there having conniptions fit every time they say her doggone name. And Tommy pointed it out. But as many people is not feeling him, just like as many people wasn't feeling her, he ain't going no damn where, because they need the drama for the show. They need the drama for the show. Same as what Camille was when she was in the bottom. Camille acting like she ain't got her foot on his neck already. Tasia say the word on the street is though, Cornelius not really sure about her. Because Cornelius not really sure about his own sexuality. That's my thing. I'm going to keep saying it. So the bottom 2 is Cornelius and Sean. Like I said, that Sean is going home. For some reason, though, they decided to show some more of the Ponderosa. And Zadia, for some reason, got defensive with Aisha saying that everybody got a list that we need to tighten up on. And Zadia got on 10 for no fucking reason. Now Camille was like, we got her in New York and start trying to imitate her and saying, well, first she's saying the men need to stretch, and now we talk about the women. Now we need to list, we need to tone it down, trying to make fun of Aisha. Of course, Camille and is going to be on Team Zadia. Like I said, they already good buddies. They was already good buddies before the show started, in my belief. So they're going to be tight against Aisha. I love the fact that Aisha stayed her ground. I do. And we already know that they don't care for Sydney because she came into the game late. But I think Aisha trying to give her the chance. Aisha is like, you acting like you the only one that can have an opinion and nobody else can state theirs. She said this on the back end of Sydney, and I forgot what Sydney said. I think she said, yo, such and such, something like that. And Zadia's like, don't call me yo, my name is Zadia, address me as such. And Sydney's like, I didn't mean no doggone harm, I'm just letting you know right now, my name is Zadia. She said, okay, Zadia, whatever, What the fuck was up with Zadia? What the fuck was up with her? Okay, even to see it jump in and say, you really are putting, 10 on 20 for no damn reason. You up to 100, sis. I said I thought I was gonna like Zadia, but she has her nose turned up at people in situations that all season is really bugging the fuck out of me. Well, she's the one that gets to sit down and meet with Cornelius, and this is like really weird for him because he's like, well, she's Camille's friend, and I don't really want to say the wrong thing to her or do the wrong thing with her because it'll get back to Camille. Now, I told y'all he's frightened of her. I told y'all he's frightened of her. He's an abuse victim. He's scared to come out the closet, and he's scared to put up a wall between him and his abuser. Cornelius, he gonna sit there and tell that lie. Well, you and Camille was my number one. Y'all was in my top. That was news to Zadia and us. How's she in your top and you ain't talked to nobody else but Camille? He said, I tried to make some connection, but the lady saying you haven't. The lady said there's nothing romantic. There's no chemistry. You talk to them like a homie. Why is he still dirty? Okay. Anyway, that was news to Zadia. Sean meets with Tasia and downloads her on the meet with Sabrina, and says, that really turned him off of this entire process. So he checked out. He hasn't made any other sparks. And Tasia, like, I was sparking with you. Like, I'm here in front of you for real. That's what you're gonna say. He was like, you all looking good and everything. Maybe it's just the looks. Maybe it's just the looks. Well, I think he at least was being honest in this moment. Sean, he said he's tapped out. Okay, so why are you still here? You should have been left there. If you have tapped out, then you should have tapped out of the process. You should have went to Tommy and said, you know what? This ain't working for me. Let me bow down. Instead of going in that fake ass friends meet up with Sabrina that you don't want to be at in the first doggone place. And then you sit down having this meet with Tasia for what? Because you already tapped out. You was like, you threw in the towel. That's what you said you did. Why are you still here then, sir? Why are you still here there? If you tapped out, tap the fuck out. Well, it's okay. They're going to tap you out for you. You gone. You not ready to love. See you later. Bye. That's it, y'all. We over the hump, as Tommy said. We only got like 3-4 more episodes left. I think four more episodes left. I'll talk to y'all again soon. Like, comment, and share. The join button will be up soon. I just got my approval from YouTube. I gotta upload some perks or some emojis and stuff like that for y'all to use, but that's coming soon. If y'all want to know what happened to this hair of mine, y'all gotta watch Ground Folk Session from last night. Y'all gotta watch Ground Folk Session. Yes, it is gone. I'll talk to y'all again soon. Peace.